Good morning and hello, everyone. Welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today, we are going to be going over a few scriptures concerning the subject and title of the Lord's Sabbath Day, the seventh day of the week, for it is a sign between God and his people. The Lord's Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week, for it is a sign between God and his people. Okay. Now, I am going to share these scriptures with you right quick here. You can jot them down if you like. But but yeah, tell you people, man, ever since the beginning, the Lord Sabbath day has always been the seventh day of the week, which we all know the seventh day is Saturday, okay? But you got people going to church on Sunday. Where did that come from? Hmm. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you can read it in Bible history. It tells you that, hey, a Roman general by the name of Emperor Constantine in the year 321 AD changed it. He made people keep Sunday as the Lord's Sabbath day, and people been doing it ever since. And if you didn't do it back then, hey, he put something on you. Okay, cut your head off, whatever. But they was serious about it. But all of that deception came from. We're gonna show you where it came from. But in any case, oh, the Lord's Sabbath day is Saturday, seventh day of the week. He gave us 6 days to labor. And that is from Sunday to Friday. And then the seventh day, he said he rested. Okay. But we're going to try and show you this in the scriptures today that, hey, look, it is a sign between, if you keep the Lord's Sabbath day, it is a sign between you and him. Okay. Now, but I'm going to stop sharing these. We're going to go ahead on, get started with these scriptures here and see if we can get a tad bit of understanding on it. All right. But we're going to start this in, let's see, we're going to start this in Exodus, the 20th chapter. Now, we all know if you've been reading the Bible, you know that those are the commandments, even that royal law. We're not going to read all of them. I just want to stay on this particular subject here about the Lord's Sabbath day. All right. This is Exodus 20, and I'm going to start reading at verse 8. And it reads, Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Okay? And that's written pretty plain there. So I don't know if people been reading that and saying, remember Sunday to keep it holy. It don't say that. Okay? It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. All right? Verse 9. Look, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. And we've been doing that for years, for ages. We work 6 days, and on the seventh day we rest. But look, verse 10. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Okay. So what did he say right here? Said the seventh day is the Lord's Sabbath day. No, nobody should do any work on that day. Now, of course, he was talking to Israel right here when he gave them those commandments right there from the top of Mount Sinai. But what did he also put in there? And nor thou stranger. Now, don't that cover everybody? Not just Israel. Okay. Cover the screens of the Gentile, everybody. We're going to show you that in a minute here. But let's go here. Let's see. Verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it, made it holy, not Sunday, his Sabbath day, Saturday. Okay, he didn't put those names of the week on the days of the week. Man did that. The Lord just named one day, and that was which was Saturday. He named it his Sabbath day. Okay, because when he started this thing, he said in the evening and the morning and the first day and the evening and the morning and the seventh day all the way to the sixth day. And then when he got to the seventh day, he called it his Sabbath day. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit further here. Let's go to Leviticus right quick. I want to show you this. This is Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. And I want to read one verse right here. And this is Leviticus 23 and verse 3. And it reads, look, 6 days shall work be done. Said it again. Look, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Keep a holy gathering. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Okay. So we say work 6 days and you rest on that Sabbath and you keep that holy convocation. Okay. Now, you would say, well, hey, I may have to work on Saturday. My boss man might tell me I got to work. Look, the Lord is a reasonable God. We say, come, let us reason together. He understand that. If your boss man tell you got to work, hey, what you got to do? You got to work. You got to get the ox out the well, right? Okay, the Lord made provisions for that. He understand that. But, because we know you lose your job, hey, you got to feed your family and yourself. Because man don't work, man don't eat, But in any case, he understand that. But if you ain't got to work, don't do it. Okay? But let's go further. Let's go back to Exodus right quick. There's something else I want to show you here. This is let's see, this is Exodus, the 31st chapter. And let's see, I'm gonna start reading at verse 12. And it reads, look, oh, okay. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that doeth sanctify you. Okay? Sanctify me, separate you from excuse me, separate you from everybody else that's not doing it. Okay? But hey, he said that's a sign between you and him. All right. But he of course he said between the children of Israel, but he also said the stranger. Okay, and the stranger, don't that cover everybody else? Okay, look, verse 14. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. Whoa, man. You see how serious the Lord's take his Sabbath day, people? He says, surely be put to death, for whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Okay, so he said, don't do no work. Don't get out there mowing your lawn. He said no work. He didn't say servile work. That's work for money. He said no work at all. Okay, that's mowing your lawn, washing your clothes, and cooking and cleaning, whatever. No work. Okay, but like I said, hey, if you gotta work, your boss say you gotta work, then you gotta do that. That's getting the ox out the well, all right? But 15, 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. And they had an example over there. I think it was in let's see. It was Numbers the 15th chapter. You can go on your own, you go and read it. This cat got caught picking up sticks, man, working on the Sabbath day. They didn't know what to do with him, so they locked him up and then they conferred with the Lord. And the Lord told the Lord told him? Kill him. He said, stone him. Take him outside the camp and stone him. Stone him to death. Hey, the Lord take that Sabbath day very serious, people. Okay, and we should too. All right. Now, verse 17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you something here. I'm gonna deviate just a tad bit, and I'm gonna deviate just a tad bit because you keep saying That's a sign between God and the children of Israel, right? But look, let me show you this right here. Okay, he ain't just talking about Israel being a sign between him and them. Look, this is Galatians third chapter. I'm throwing this in here right quick so you can see Galatians 3 and start reading at verse 26. And listen, for ye are all the children of God by faith in Christ Jesus. Okay, for as many of you as have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. For there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. You see that? So it's not just Israel, the sign between, it's everybody that keepeth his Sabbath. All right. But okay, let's get back on subject here. Back on track. Let's see here. Now let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah right quick. Going to Isaiah 56. And we want to verify that. Hey, it's not just Israel. There's a sign between. Let's look at this. This is Isaiah 56. I'm going to start reading at, let's see here, verse 1. And it reads, look, thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Look, verse 2. Blessed is the man. Did he say blessed is the Israelite? He said, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the Son of Man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. See that? So, blessed is the man. But look, neither let the son of the stranger that has joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord has utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. Okay, look, verse 6. Look, also the sons of the stranger. Keep saying it, don't he? So it don't just that includes everybody, man, not just Israel, all right? That join them. Oh, let me start that over. Verse 6. Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to the Lord to serve him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servant. Everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold of my covenant. Okay. Don't pollute the Lord's Sabbath. How you do that? By doing any and everything under the sun that you want to do rather than what the Lord told you to do and not do on his Sabbath. Okay? Now, verse 7. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar, for mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. How many does all cover? Hmm? There you go. All right. Now, let's see. Let's go right over here to Isaiah 58. And I'm going to start reading at verse 13. And it reads, look, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure, you're doing your pleasure, look, on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. See that? Okay, look, verse 14. Let me see what he'll do for you. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. You keep the Lord's Sabbath day and don't pollute it, man. Look, that's a sign between you and God, and he will bless you. Okay? Remember that. All right. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's turn right over here to Ecclesiastes. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about that Sabbath day here. Things we should and shouldn't do. Look at this. This is Ecclesiastes 5, and I'm start reading at verse 1. And it reads, look, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God. You go to church, look. and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. See that? Look, verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart, don't let your mind be hasty, be quick to utter anything before God. For God is in heaven, and thou upon earth, therefore let thy words be few. Okay? I'm going out running flapping your mouth all the time. And look, I'm a victim of it too, man. I go what I do say. I run my mouth a little too much, okay? Maybe way too much. But I got to work on that, and we all do. Because I know we all be running our mouths, talking about any and everything under the sun, rather than keeping the Lord's holy day as we should. And I've seen it too. I've seen it, okay? But we all got to work on that, all right? But let's go a little further here. Let's go over here. Let's go to Luke right quick. And let's go see who else kept the Lord's Sabbath day, man. Let's check this out. Let's go to Luke, the fourth chapter, I believe it is. Let's see. Yeah. Luke 4. Take a quick look at this. See who kept the Lord's Sabbath day. Look at it. This is Luke 4, and I'm start reading at verse 14. And it reads, look, and Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit unto Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the regions round about. And he taught in their synagogues, he taught in their churches, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, what's a custom? That's something you do all the time, right? Okay. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue, he went into the church on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. Okay. So even the Lord kept his Sabbath day. He set the example for us. All right. Now let's see who else kept the Lord's Sabbath day. Okay. Take a quick look at this. We're going to Acts. Going to Acts 13. Take a quick look at this right here. Lord kept the Sabbath day. You want us to keep the Sabbath day. Let's see who else kept the Lord's Sabbath day. This is Acts 13. I'll start reading at verse 13. And it reads, look, now when Paul and his company loosed from Patmos, they came to Perga in Pamphylia, and John departed from them, returned to Jerusalem. Verse 14. But when they departed from Perga, they came to Antioch and Pisidia and went into the synagogue, went into the church on the Sabbath day and sat down. So Paul and his company, they kept the Sabbath day as well. Okay, if they can do it, the Lord can do it. Why can't we do it? Okay, and stop keeping that Sunday. All right. Oh, I got something I want to show you on that. Let's go take a look at it. Got a couple more places right quick, but I got to show you this, man. It's gonna put something on your mind. All you gotta do is think about it. Okay. This is Isaiah 14. I'm starting reading at verse 12, and it reads, look. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Now, who is Lucifer? That's old Satan. That was his name before he got kicked out of heaven, man. Lucifer means light bringer. I mean, he brought the truth. But iniquity was found in him. The Lord had him kicked out, and his evil angels that followed him. And now his name is old Satan the devil. Okay, that old serpent. All right. But look, he said he weakened the nations, didn't he? Look, 13. But thou hast said in thine heart, old Satan said in his mind, look, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He want to be like God. Look at that. Verse 15. But thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Can't know what his final destination is. But what he say here? He said, I will be like the Most High. So now the Lord's got his Sabbath day. You think this cat don't have himself a Sabbath day? Hmm? Hmm? What day you think that might be? But when the Lord told that woman, Samaritan woman at the well, he said, woman, you worship you know not what. I'm telling you. Going to church on Sunday, you worshiping, you know not what. You do some research on it, you'll find out. You chew on that for a minute, all right? But let's go to this last place right quick. show you this here. But if you keep Lord's Sabbath day, man, hey, he'll bless you. But look at this. Uh, this is Revelation, the last book in the Bible, Revelation 22, and I'm starting reading at verse 14. Now check it out. And it reads, Blessed are they that do his commandments. Okay. Now, is not remember the Sabbath day in the commandments? Hmm? So keep that Sabbath day. Look, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. What city? That holy city, that holy Jerusalem that John saw coming down out of heaven from God, adorned as a husband. That city's the one you want to be in. Blessed are they that do his commandment. You get to go in there. Okay. But, verse 15, for without are dogs. Ooh, without, outside that city, look, are dogs. Now, you guys saying, what in the world? What could a dog do? Sin against God. Look, he ain't talking about four-legged dogs right here. On your own, you write this down if you got time. Look, on your own, you go and read Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter, verse 17 through 18. He'll tell you what type of dogs he talking about. It ain't four-legged dogs. He talking about them homosexuals. You'll see it. Go read it for yourself. Okay, so they ain't gonna be in that city. All right? They don't change their ways and get it right. Look, for without a dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So that little old white lie you might want to think about telling, don't do it. Liars won't be in that kingdom. Okay? Now, I hope that you understood this, people. Because look at this. The Lord's Sabbath day is the seventh day of the week. For it is a sign between God and his people. Okay, you want to be a sign between you and God? Keep that Sabbath day. Okay, and don't pollute it. All right? So, I hope you understood this. And with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.